All is calm and rather quiet in the trees today. The leaves and the branches sway in the gentle wind. A magpie flies past me as I stand under a gentle giant. My curious friend perches high in the gum tree and starts a conversation. Over the years, magpies have taught me a great deal about the importance of relationships. They are very social. I often see 2 or 3 together, chatting and singing. They're intelligent too, but much of what they know, they learn progressively and from others. And I think we're much the same. It is through our relationships that we come to know ourselves and the world around us. And so I'm reminded today to stop and have a chat with a neighbour or a loved one. Such moments fill the heart with joy. This week I started creating mini items for the kitchen of the dollhouse and also the enchanted cottage. I made mini plates from paper and I can't wait to show you my process. I've decided to start work on the kitchen by making furniture and other items first, and this is because I've got a little bit of a dilemma in that I need to replace the foundation or the wood upon which the house structure is sitting. It is warped. I think it's water damaged and I need to figure out how I'm going to replace it. So what kind of wood I'm going to use, what kind of nails I will need to secure the board. So if you have any suggestions, if you've done this before, I'd love to hear from you. But in the meanwhile, Wonder Weavers, I'd love to hear how your projects are going. Please share with us in the comments below. And I think without further ado, let's make some mini plates. This week I finally turned my attention to the final floor of the dollhouse. The large room is going to become a kitchen and dining room. But before I work on the walls and the floor, I have a dilemma to resolve. I need to replace the house's wooden foundation. So in the meantime, I decide to start making some items for the room. And this week, I'm making mini plates from paper. For this activity, you need a mini plate template, and there are quite a few available for free on the internet. And I've added links to some templates in the description box below. I decided to make my own template. I love 19th century serving wares, and in particular, the Willow Pattern. While completing my studies in archaeology, we often came across fragments at historical places. During the 19th century, the pattern was popular not only in Australia, but in other parts of the world. For me, one of the most fascinating aspects of this pattern is that it immortalizes a story. It is believed that the design was originally inspired by a Japanese fairy tale called The Green Willow, which is essentially about two lovers who are separated by jealous gods. And once a year, the stars align and the lovers are reunited. Over time, the tale was dispersed throughout Europe and different versions were told. I've added some links to the description below if you would like to learn more about the pattern's history. I begin this creative adventure by making the template. With thanks to Wikicommons images, I find a great photo of a willow pattern plate, and then using Adobe Illustrator, I reduce the image. Bearing in mind that I want to create 1 to 12 in scale plates. During the 19th century, dinner plates were generally smaller than they are today. They range from 8 to 10 inches. So a 10-inch plate in 1 to 12 scale would be just over 2 centimeters in diameter. Once I'm happy with the template, I print it out. It's best to print the template out on card or cardstock. But as it turns out, I've run out of ink, so I print my template out at my local library on normal computer paper. Since the paper is really thin, I cut out the plates and glue them to white cardstock with matte medium. I'm concerned that the ink might run later when I add varnish, so I add a layer of matte medium to seal the ink. To create a plate-like shape, I'm going to press the paper into the concave side of a button. A 2 centimeter in diameter button is perfect for the 10-inch plates, so I'm going to start with those. I cut each plate out. I try and cut the plates out using different tools, including my hobby knife. In the end, I find it easier to cut them out with scissors. Another method would be to use a hole punch. Next, I place a mini plate on the button and begin to press the paper. I do this gently, working in a circular motion. I test pressing the paper with a variety of tools. For example, I try the end of a metal clay molding tool, but this tool actually left a mark. I found my bone folder the best tool. This tool is used to crease paper. To finish the plate off, I emboss the inner rim of the plate with an embossing tool. Now it is time to varnish the plates, and for this job I'm actually going to use my clear nail polish. Before I apply it to the plates, I test the polish on a piece of paper. I apply 3 coats of varnish to both the top and bottom sides of the plates. I was having so much fun making the plates that I decided to make some for the enchanted cottage. I follow similar steps, first making a template for the plates, and you'll notice that this time round the design is simply a mushroom. For further decoration, I add gold mica mixed with PVA glue to the edges of the plate. The final item I make this week is a plate rack for the kitchen of the dollhouse. For this item, I use balsa wood sheets and sticks. On a sheet of balsa wood, I mark out the back of the rack, 2 sides and 4 supports, and then cut them out with a hobby knife. Next I cut the balsa sticks to size. Once I've cut out the parts, I sand them and paint them with watered down acrylic paint. And I thought I might do a little experiment. I varnish all of the parts with nail polish. Once the parts are dry, I begin to assemble the rack. To the long ends of the back of the rack, I glue 2 supports with PVA wood glue, and then to the short ends, the sides. Then one by one, I glue the balsa sticks to the front supports. I try and space the sticks as evenly as possible with the help of my paintbrush. And then I glue the front of the rack to the sides. The plates fit perfectly. Thank you for watching, Wonder Weavers. As always, I'm incredibly grateful for your support. Thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments. I really appreciate your suggestions and your ideas. They are helping me grow and develop, and it's just really beautiful to get to know a little bit about you. So until the next time, Wonder Weavers, take care, stay well, and don't forget to play. Adios, ciao. Albert is setting the table. I wonder who's coming for dinner.